Our story begins in a small rural town of Mvezo Komkhulu, in the then Transkei and the now Eastern Cape. A young man called Mandela was called in and was informed that Unosekeni has delivered a baby boy on the 18th of July 1918. I'm told that the royal house of Abatembu made a loudest noise. Zabhodla zabhavumla imbongiso mthonyama, zachila zachocha, kwangqunqa kwangqumshelwa, zathi laqombuluka ihamba, laqombuluka ihamba, laqombuluka ihamba enendevula kwamthirharha, yagungqina bulele kwanyika imuthukela, wadlanga umhlanga kwanga kudlaba amatholo mthonyama kumadlelwa kwadedesi, yasikinimba amadoda, yasikinimba kunonesi mazembele mde, imazemabele abhunqileyo kukuncancisa indwadunge nenkede amazendlu kanxeko kadlomo kahala kaMandela kamphakanyiswa daliphunga. Oh, they named him Rholihlahla. This boy who grew up in the rural community like any other young boy, looking after the cattle, doing his chores, doing his duties. No one knew what destiny. No one knew the map that was already been drawn by the Creator that was to lead this young boy, to lead him to the greatness, to lead him to the greatest obstacles and difficulties he was to face. Rholihlahla was given an English name by a primary school teacher who could name Rholihlahla and who gave him this name as a Christian name. Nelson Mandela, I see him in the first university of the first black intellectuals, called Forte University, Kwano College, where he was expelled because of his political involvement. 1942, Nelson Mandela arrived in Johannesburg. The new Johannesburg that Nelson Mandela saw was different. There was a war across the seas in 1942. Johannesburg had big cars, new streets, young people wearing coats and studs, Ides and Smith, people walking around, saving around, saying, "Oh, Spolai, this is our city." And there comes this man from old Mvezo Komkhulu, looking at it and saying, "This place needs to be scrapped up because there are possibilities for this place." Thinking life was gonna be easy, thinking life was ready, thinking this was time to build his family and be happy. And the South African apartheid government felt no. Nelson Mandela thinks he's running this country. He and his colleagues need to be stopped. They were all bundled up and they ended up in a treason trial. That treason trial attracted not only local and national, but international media. I've never seen or read in my life such an unprepared case against a pedigree quality of lawyers like the Rivonia trial. The apartheid government quickly realized that they were in serious trouble and the treason trial was withdrawn and all the members were freed. Ityala lala madoda ngu-Andazi, ngu-Andikhathali, no-Asindim. See! After the release of the treason trial, things became very difficult for Nelson Mandela and his colleagues, Oliver Reginald Tambos and them. They had to go so deep underground, so deep. Nelson Mandela decided to leave the shores of the country he loved, leaving behind the people he loved so much, his family, his children, his relatives, to continue the struggle against the apartheid regime across Africa. Oh, where his visa was issued by His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I, and he traveled across Africa, more or less 37 countries, and he trained as the soldier of Umkhonto weSizwe in Liberia. Nelson Mandela came back to South Africa, where he was arrested in Howick, where he was going to hand over the documents to Chief Albert Luthuli, and he was imprisoned in Robben Island for many years. But things had to change. Things had to change. Apartheid began to crumble. Political organizations were unbanned. People were free to talk. Oliver Reginald Tambo and his comrades had to come back from abroad. Nelson Mandela and his political prisoners were freed. Oliver Reginald Tambo had to come back from abroad to take part in the delivery of this beautiful 27 years democracy. Yonke loo nto namhlanje sitshila sitshotsha madoda, singqungqa singqumshela sisithi Nelson Rholihlahla Mandela bayetha kuwaliso lezulu wenothwala uthuthu lwezitho zengwevu zangaphambili omxenge oSteve Biko, Chrizani, Robert Sobukwe, ndithetha amaqhawekazi oLillian Ngoyi noAdelaide Tambo, Winnie Madikizela Mandela, Chrizani, Albertina Sisulu, Walter Sisulu. Rholihlahla lwenhlonipho yokuhlonitshwa komntu omnyama weAfrika kulizwe liphela. Rholihlahla belufuthi lwalukrwathiliswe lwaza lwafukanya buhlungwini betyhefu yerhambela imnyama labentlanga. Yonke loo nto sithi hutshu masithuthuke holdings, masithuthuke as we carry the baton from the first black president of South Africa. Masithuthuke as we carry the baton from Chief Avumvezo Kwamkhulu. Masithuthuke as we carry the baton from the global icon of peace and unity, Nelson Mandela. Julianda Mfakandula. Mqwathi Dikela Ntswaibane. Kambe kaloku kwanda kwaliwa ngumthakathi. Ndikuvile ukuthetha kwakho ngezolo ngumtyangampo. Phakathi kwentete zidala uxakaniseko ngenxa yesigomgom sempithizelo kwisiphithi sezwe samaphutha ahlathunye. Kunamhlanje nje ndiva ingoma emyoli ngezwe lingumpongampo. Ithi hayi wakwetywa ndlala ngawe masithuthuke holdings. Kade kwathini uqushuqushalasa usiqingqela ikamvelqaqambileyo amanqanaba wagqithile iminqantsa wayiqabela ungaxeleshe ngasemva kwaphela wasiqeqesha usiqoqoshela abantwana esizweni bambi bakhula kumhlaba inkantosi kunzima kwanto ingalalityiwe kodwa wababumba wababamba babambelela kuwe namhlanje badubule bakhupha iziqhamo kuyaphilwa ngabantu. Indeed, you are the symbol of the Africa that you want to see. Atuzisa ujamaka sithatha ingqongqolo yakwambheki inhlamene egwele yokhakayilongovya kwamathiba umalala ejongile mhlaca amagusha kwimilonde ekhaya elanxanxathi limaxhakaxhaka elaqhoma amakhoba lamakhoba ngentshutshena ngoncuma emfazweni athathile izishumi lamadoda ngaxeshanye. Thabo Mbeki once said, I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the seas, the trees, the deserts, the flowers, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. Leander Handula, Masithuthuke Holdings is the Ark of Covenant that will enable the Continental Free Trade Agreement for Africans to be in charge of their commodities and monitor the value chain for Africa's beneficiation and safeguard the illicit outflows. Masithuthuke Holdings is the gold, is the regional gold, is the continental gold. Masithuthuke Holdings is the global gold. As the ancient times of Egypt, where the oldest gold artifact dating 1352 BC, to the ancient golden Rhine of Mapungubwe found in the royal graves of our African kings and queens, to all the astronauts that explore global planet with courage and resilience. Uchu Tigela, Uchu Ntswaibane. I know it's not easy. The journey to transformation, the hill is not scarlet, it's slippery, but through your compassion and dedication, this world is the better place to live in. Keep on, keep on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on digging deep that hive of prestigious knowledge and wisdom, uprooting the deadly spray poison of ignorance, and empower the world and make it a better place to live in. Mandukiyake tikela mandukiyake nsayibana abafazi balenda bokuthakatha. Wojo! Deham. Deham. Dengcilili.